Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. And you know, a few years ago, Friday night, ABC ended up catching my attention with Tim Allen's new comedy, Last Man Standing. A show about a conservative vlogger who gets into the whole vlogging game, gets popular, shit goes viral. And he also happens to be the marketing director and basically kind of co-runner, co-owner of Outdoor Man, which is a chain of outdoor stores in and around Colorado and other places, so on and so forth. And of course, he is a conservative father of 3 daughters, one of whom is a very, very, very left-leaning liberal who happened to get pregnant when she was in high school and is living with them with her son while the baby daddy is off in Canada trying to find himself. You've got the middle child, Mandy, the kind of airhead, dumb, blonde type character who really actually is quite good at business down the road. And you have Eve. Eve is kind of like a spitting image of her father, wants to join the military, she wants to do ROTC, all of those things. And of course, his wife, Vanessa, who's kind of like the plucky, happy-go-lucky, nothing ever gets under her skin type character. Now, this is a show that is almost like the exact opposite of Home Improvement to an extent, and it's one they actually riff on very, very, very often. Many characters from Home Improvement or cast members from Home Improvement have come over to the show, lots of jokes here and there. And the thing is, over the course of the past 6 seasons, Last Man Standing has become one of my favorite comedies. I am not a conservative person, but I love the shit out of that show. And I've watched every episode, many of them multiple times. I watch it on Hulu every single week, and I was very pissed off this week when I read that ABC decided to pull the plug on the show. It made no sense to me. The show had good ratings. The show was still going strong. It did very well for its time slot. It outlasted every other single show that had gone up with it at the time. There had been many other good shows that had followed Last Man Standing that always seemed to fail, but Last Man Standing kept going. And the show showed no sign of slowing down, even going into its 6th season. And all of a sudden, poof, gone. Just gone. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed. I was legitimately upset, and I've been ranting about it for the past couple of days to my girlfriend, who I'm pretty sure is like going, "Hey, babe, it's just a show. Get over it." But you grow attached to the characters. Now, here's the thing: when the story broke that the show was being canceled, a lot of conservatives out there got mad. They thought it had a lot to do with Tim Allen's comments about being a conservative in Hollywood and comparing it to 1930s Germany. Which in context really wasn't that bad. It was a quick offhand joke on the Jimmy Kimmel program. Jimmy Kimmel didn't even acknowledge it. Tim kind of laughed it off. They just kind of laughed it off and moved on with it. It really wasn't an elaborate, well laid out joke. It just was an offhand comment. And if you know anything about conservatives in Hollywood, they have to hide themselves. They cannot come out and talk. And it's one of the biggest problems that happens in that industry because people automatically, equate conservatism to bigotry, hatred, sexism, misogyny, so on and so forth. And that's not the case with every single person. Sometimes they just want to have smaller government, and liberals don't really want that as often as you might think. They want kind of more of a federal overreach. And so it becomes this point of contention. But in Hollywood, conservatism is very much something that is shunned heavily, which is one of the reasons why most people who are conservative don't come out and talk about it at all. But Tim Allen, even Tim Allen is not the most conservative person on the planet. He's more conservative than he is liberal, but he very much is playing a character on TV. And even Mike Baxter's character on Last Man Standing is not the most conservative person on the planet. He might have hard-lined views on certain things, but he's challenged by his wife, by his kids, by his coworkers, by his friends. And then they discuss things, they make jokes out of it, and they tend to just kind of find a common ground. And it's one of the things I love about the show. They'll make fun of Trump. They'll make fun of Obama. They'll make fun of themselves. They'll make fun of everything. And at the end of the day, they're still a family that absolutely loves each other. And that's one of the things I love about that show. And they don't speak down to people. They don't treat people like crap. You know, like they go like, okay, so you've got like the older daughter, Kristen, and her, well, baby daddy, now husband, Ryan, who is very much left leaning, and Mike is right leaning, and they butt heads constantly, but it's always this back and forth. And over the course of a few seasons, they've come to utterly respect the shit out of each other. They've come to care about each other. They've come to love each other, respect each other, and they learn from each other. And you don't get to see that on a lot of fucking shows. And it just angers me that the idea that they're canceling the show because of some comment that Tim Allen made exists. Now, they didn't claim that, and I don't necessarily believe all of that. And here's why. So the claim that ABC made was that the show was actually owned by 20th Century Fox and ABC just licensed it from them. The licensing agreement that Fox made with ABC is that ABC was to pick up the cost of the show after the 6th season, and ABC didn't want to do that, so they decided to not renew their contract, effectively canceling the show unless Fox is able to shop it around to another network. And that does make a lot of sense, and here's why. Right before they made the announcement that they killed off Last Man Standing, ABC announced that they had already greenlit 2 more seasons of Modern Family, the only other sitcom on ABC that is doing better than Last Man Standing is Modern Family. And they renewed it for 2 more seasons and gave the cast a considerable pay bump, which leads me to believe that they decided to take the money they would have been spending for Last Man Standing and then put it into a more primetime show that happens during the week with, with Modern Family, a show that, in my opinion, has gone down in quality since season 4. I haven't even watched it in a long time. It's just a show that kind of has outlived itself in that regard, but it does well for ABC and they want it. They also renewed the Goldbergs for 2 more seasons as well. And I didn't hear anything about giving the cast more money, but that show's really good. If you haven't seen the Goldbergs, I recommend it. Total 80s nostalgia, even with Patton Oswalt involved. So that's what I think a lot of this boils down to. I think a lot of this boils down to the money ABC was spending on other programs. They were just kind of repurposing it to that. But the whole point of this video, and I've gotten off track here for about 7 minutes, and I apologize, but there's backstory. Is that conservatives have started really bombarding ABC with complaints about them canceling the show. There are 4 petitions going strong right now trying to get the show brought back. Governor Scott Walker from Wisconsin has chimed in, trying to, maybe rib ABC a little bit to change their mind. But what I hope this does is I hope that we can all come together to see that this is a show that plays both sides. And it does show in a way that is really hysterical, and it doesn't treat anyone with disrespect, and they give everyone a lot of crap, but it's all done in the name of good fun, and the show is very successful in that. And even Tim Allen has come out and said the show is made by liberals, written by liberals, and they look for anything and everything, even making fun of themselves, to make a joke about, and that's why the show works. And so what I'm hoping is that this is a show that 20th Century Fox will realize actually has an audience, a dedicated audience that would follow it to another network and maybe pick it up and move it over to, I don't know, Fox proper, considering the fact that Fox itself canceled many of its shows this season, or other shows were ending and they have a couple open slots. Maybe they might want to move over Last Man Standing to that channel and then, run it on their own network. That could be an idea, and that already would play into the fan base that is rightfully upset about this show's cancellation. But what do you guys think about this? Do you think that the fans can pull it off like they did with Jericho Season 2? Do you think there might be a surprise turnaround, like NBC somehow renewing Timeless this morning after they canceled it yesterday? I'm curious to know your thoughts about this. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. I will talk to you guys later. Oh yeah, if you haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, check back daily for more content from me, and if you want to support the channel, links below in the video description. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.